Steve and Key.
I do want to rematch Keyshawn for sure. We could run that back.
What if I told you the first fight didn't tell the full story? Because in their first meeting, one man left with questions, and the other left with confidence. Keyshawn Davis showed flashes of brilliance, but Nahir Albright made sure nothing came easy.
And the last guy he faced was
Carlos Balderas, an Olympian. He upset Balderas, the Olympian. He beat Esteban Falcao, who was 11-0, gave Loma all he could handle. He beat Michael Dutchover, who was 15-1, who many believe is the future of the lightweight division. And here he is against Keyshawn Davis.
Now, they meet again, and this time, there's no learning curve, only consequences. Keyshawn Davis versus Nahir Albright 2 is where everything gets answered.
I do want to rematch Keyshawn for sure. We could run that back. I've been in there with Keyshawn, so I know how it is to be in there with Keyshawn. You know, this is my first fight at 140 in a long time, and he moving up to 140, so maybe it could happen.
Today we break down one of the most underrated lightweight storylines in boxing right now. The rematch between Keyshawn Davis and Nahir Albright. This isn't just about revenge. It's about adjustments, timing, and whether elite amateur skill can finally dominate the pro grind. Because after their first fight, the boxing world was split. Some said Keyshawn got exposed. Others said he simply needed time. But now, there's no more waiting. Let's go back to the first fight. Keyshawn Davis came in with hype, Olympic pedigree, slick movement, and elite hand speed. Keyshawn had moments of brilliance, but also moments where he looked disrupted.
and getting off to a quick start, and you know, Keyshawn lose these rounds, these early rounds. Good right hand.
That right hand, it's been there for Keyshawn Davis. He's created the openings for it to land, and for himself, from his team, he says, all that knowledge, all that love I get from some of the best in the game, it makes me a better fighter, and he's showing that tonight.
Right hand. Wu has some fundamental flaws. He does. When he shoots his jab, he goes back on his back foot, puts his head back there, tries to turn his shoulder, the right hand, there it is again.
But Nahir Albright didn't care about reputation. He brought pressure and made Keyshawn think in uncomfortable ways. It wasn't a blowout, but it wasn't clean either. And that's the key word here, disrupted. Because elite boxers don't like being forced out of rhythm.
Because of the acid reflux problems that I've had since I came back from the Olympics, output and his performance, and we're going to see that tonight according to Keyshawn.
I know y'all don't see what I see, but I'm gonna let y'all know what I see. Keyshawn right now is in total control right now. Doesn't look like he's doing much, but he is. He's reading Wu right now. And as the rounds continue, he's gonna land, he's gonna start landing clean shots. Wu is already starting to break down. And when I say break down, his technique is not the greatest.
Keep those punches up, but it didn't really seem like they were low, and that's kind of the expression that Keyshawn gave to the referee. Will to do that, and you'll see it in tonight's main event. There's that jab from...
Now, let's talk about Keyshawn Davis. What makes him dangerous? Fast hands, sharp counters, Olympic-level footwork, high boxing IQ. When he's comfortable, he looks like a future champion.
Let the hands go. Let the hands go. There you go. Keep moving. Keep moving.
But there's a pattern we need to talk about. When pressure increases, he sometimes fights in bursts instead of flow. And that's where Albright was effective last time. So the question is, has Keyshawn fixed that?
He controls everything in there. Everything. You know, Wu's doing a good job using his jab, sticking and moving. He's having success, but it won't continue. Soon as Keyshawn starts to find his mark.
The reason, Tim, is a lot of guys can take a headshot, but When you get hit downstairs, it's a different type of pain.
Now let's switch to Nahir Albright. He's not the flashiest fighter. He's not the most technical, but he is dangerous in one key way. He doesn't let you breathe. Constant pressure, disruptive rhythm, and mental pressure more than physical dominance. He's the type of fighter who doesn't need to win rounds cleanly. He just needs to make you uncomfortable enough to break your timing. And against young elite fighters, that style works more often than people admit.
Nice uppercuts from Nahir Albright, and here comes the man they call Lou, and now we know why.
It's extremely important right now, especially for the Davis brothers right now. You already lost one.
Nahir Albright came to fight Tim. Oh, and he lands a nice left hook there early on in round 10. And for now, it's Albright shoe shining, but letting his hands go. Oh, spin
I ain't noticing now.
Now we reach the turning point of this entire matchup. Because the real question isn't who is better. It's who can adapt. The first fight already showed us the patterns. Now the rematch is about breaking them.
Nahir Albright proved to be competitive. Keyshawn Davis showed exactly why he is considered a blue chip prospect.
For your winner by majority decision, and still USBA, WBO, Intercontinental, WBC, USA lightweight champion, Keyshawn the Businessman Davis.
For Keyshawn Davis, the mission is simple but dangerous. He cannot afford another messy rhythm fight. He has to take control early, establish the jab, dictate the distance, and stop getting dragged into uncomfortable exchanges where Albright thrives. Because once he loses structure, he starts reacting instead of controlling. And that's where problems begin.
I was in my locker room and celebrating my victory with my team. And Keyshawn and his little brother came in and they started looking at me. It's like they're saying something about his older brother, like they was mad. And he like grabbed me, pushed me back. I'm like grabbing his hand. He like moved his head towards my head. You know, felt like a little.
Now for Nahir Albright, nothing changes, and that's the problem. He doesn't need a new game plan. He needs to double down on pressure, close the distance, attack the body, and force Keyshawn to fight while moving backwards. Because the moment Keyshawn is on the retreat, the fight becomes ugly, physical, and unpredictable. And that's exactly where Albright wants it. So the real question isn't tactics. It's this: who breaks first when the pace gets heavy again?
Hey, look, May 16th, I am not playing with him. He's getting knocked out for DB3, man. For the city, for the town, Norfolk Scope, May 16th. You better be there, because bro about to get knocked out for sure. BTA, May 16th, man. Yeah.
This fight is simple when broken down. If it's a technical boxing match, Keyshawn wins. If it becomes a grind, pressure fight, Albright gains control. It's not about power. It's about who controls rhythm. And rhythm is everything at lightweight.
Feel good, feel great. It's crazy because, like, last fight, all 12 rounds, I was just feeling good. I ain't really get tired at all, honestly. I feel like I could hit 15 rounds.
People say rematches erase the past. That's not true, because confidence carries over. If Albright felt he made Keyshawn uncomfortable before, he'll come in believing it again. And if Keyshawn remembers being disrupted, he has to prove mentally he's evolved. That's a hidden fight. Not punches, but psychology.
I like it for Wu. I don't like it for Keyshawn. I think this is another. I don't like guys chasing emotion. Don't make emotional business decisions. I don't think emotional business decisions are ever good, in my opinion. And I think the reason he wants to fight him because of what happened with his brother and because of the way they fought the first time, right? I mean, I give him his respect for having enough heart to fight a guy who he looked at as a tough opponent. I give him his respect for fighting him again.
Let's break this fight down into 3 possible realities. Because rematches like this don't follow one script. They split into outcomes. If Keyshawn Davis gets into rhythm early, if the jab is sharp, the distance is controlled, and the timing is his, then this becomes a boxing lesson. He stays ahead, dictates every exchange, and slowly builds separation on the scorecards. A disciplined performance leading to a clear decision win.
May 16th is going down. He going down. May 16th, Norfolk Scope. Get your tickets, man. You know the businessman do. Knockout!
But if Albright drags him into a physical, messy pace, then we get something completely different. Albright applies pressure, forces exchanges, and turns it into a grind. Keyshawn adjusts, but not immediately. So rounds start swinging back and forth, momentum constantly shifting. In that case, we're looking at a razor-close decision where every round matters.
From what I heard is, he asked for more money to fight me or something like that. So, I don't know.
And then there's the danger scenario, the one nobody in Keyshawn's corner wants to see. Albright disrupts the timing again. The jab stops working. The movement gets forced. The fight becomes uncomfortable. And suddenly it's not about skill anymore. It's about survival in chaos. That's where upsets live and where careers get questioned. A messy fight, unpredictable scoring, maybe even controversy on the cards. Because at the end of the day, this rematch isn't just about who is better. It's about who controls what kind of fight it becomes.
It is, man. Nobody really want to fight me for real, unless they forced to fight me. That's the only time they really call my name or something, is if they promotion forced them to fight me or something like that.
Here's the honest breakdown. Keyshawn Davis is the more skilled fighter, but Albright is the more uncomfortable opponent. And in boxing, discomfort causes upsets. Still, if Keyshawn has improved his ring control, he should win the rematch.
And you already beat the guy, even if they made it a no contest. You beat him before you know you have beat him. I wouldn't keep going and testing the waters with a guy like Wu. I like shout out to Greg too, because I watched his interview with you, and I agree with everything he said when it comes to the type of because we understand, like I said, what fans don't. Fans don't get that a B-side fighter who's not backed by a major promoter and doesn't have major backing, he not in the gym 24/7, 2 times a day.
This fight isn't just about skill. It's about evolution. Because every prospect hits a moment where talent isn't enough. They have to prove they can adapt. And that's what this rematch is really about.
A little bit, he showed me the basics, but I really couldn't. I still was winging he didn't show me too much, but to me, I thought I could really fight until I went to the gym. And I was like, yo, I ain't no shit.
So after breaking it all down, the real question is simple. Did Keyshawn Davis actually evolve since the first fight? Or did Nahir Albright already expose something that can't be fixed? Because rematches don't lie. They reveal the truth.
Opportunity for Albright to get paid, but major step down. For you to be calling out Devin Ryan. The only thing I could think of is I don't get into people's personal business, but I don't know if it's a lawsuit settlement or something, why they had to take the fight, or it was something. It got to be a bigger reason, and I'm gonna think that Keyshawn would have fought somebody different than that. That don't make no sense to me. It got to be a bigger reason behind the scenes that they fight. And that's just my opinion. I think that you never know what was going on where he took the fight.
If Keyshawn comes back sharper, more controlled, and dictates the pace, then the first fight was just a learning curve. But if Albright manages to drag him into that same uncomfortable rhythm again, then maybe it wasn't a mistake the first time. Maybe it was a pattern.